Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 61 of my Leeds United career mode. Now today we're in the January transfer window. We've got a couple of Premier League games as well coming up. Hopefully we can get to play some of them. Obviously though, with the transfers in this episode, it might be that we only play one game. But I'm really looking forward to this episode because we need to try and add to the squad. We need to replace a couple of players who have not been good enough for us since joining, one of which is Yaya Toure. Let's get on with things. Before we do though, if we could go hit 30 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you guys like the new graphics as well I've done for those things. And yeah, let's go on with this video. First of all, by trying to list some players. Now, there's been a lot of disappointing players that we've signed recently, but there's also been some good players as well, like Berahino, I think has been the biggest and best signing that we've made. But there has been some players that haven't really performed as I'd hoped. One of which is going to be Yaya Toure, so I'm going to transfer list Yaya Toure. Even though I've only recently just signed him, I think we need to get rid of him. Hasn't really been up to scratch for my liking in game. Does seem a little bit harsh, considering he's he's 84 overall. He has just gone down one overall actually, but he's going down and he's not that good in game, sadly. So I'm going to get rid of him, and I think there's going to be another player that I could potentially get rid of. I'm not going to transfer list him, but Munier I think is another player I'm going to be getting rid of. I don't think I'm going to transfer list him just yet. It might be the case I trade him out somehow. But we've increased his value. He's now worth 8.5 million when we bought him for 5.5. So for me, that's a good little bit of business. We've managed to grow him a little bit, and now he's worth more. I'm going to go through the rest of the squad and see whether there's any other players I want to get rid of. Another player I'm going to get rid of is Tommy Smith. Now, we've had him for quite a while. I think since we first began this career mode, I'm pretty sure he was one of my first signings, Tommy Smith. I think it's now time for him to move on. He's playing very few matches for us each season, and he's not particularly good. We have 6 centre-backs available to us, so that's the reason why I can afford to get rid of one. And we'll have 5 left. We'll have these 5 here. Lukau, Congolo, Gabuhu, I'm going to call him, Capella, and Bailey. We'll have those 5 available to us. So hopefully that should be enough. But Smith will be on the way out. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of money for him. He's obviously on 30 grand a week, so that's quite a substantial amount of wage considering he wasn't playing much of a part. We're obviously also going to get rid of some players out on loan. There's some of the youngsters here that I think don't really need to be with us. We're going to have 3 left backs. I think we'll keep Spence with us. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. In fact, no, we've got Joe Gomez, haven't we? I forgot about him. So again, we'll transfer list Spence, I think just for the year. I'm interested to see how he gets on because he is 60 overall. He's looking quite good. We're going to keep Marsden as our backup right back. Felipe, I think, needs to go on a 2-year loan. I can't see him being usable anytime soon. And we've got obviously other players here as well that look quite good. I think Lowe will send out on a 1-year loan, even though I think he actually makes onto the bench for this game against Southampton. I'm pretty sure that's right. But he is actually going to go out on loan for now, and hopefully he'll come back improved. Other players, I think mainly the attackers I need to have a look at now. We've got another player here that I'm going to send out on loan. Again, just 1 year because he's looking an okay overall, nearly usable. Ledesma we are going to keep. Batista will be keeping at the club as well. Munier, like I said before, he's probably going to go. Araviza, I think. Aravidis. That's the one. He's going to be transfer listed. He has not played many games. We got him on a free agent. He was never there to play 20 games a season, but now I don't think we need him. Now we have enough backups. And we're also going to be listing Sabrino as well, who hasn't played too much. He's only recently just joined us. Again, he was just a fill-in player, really, because I didn't have too much money. He has been a little bit disappointing since he started. But to replace those players, we're going to be getting in higher quality targets into the club. And I've been looking through the players that are available to us that have not got very long left on the contracts. Some of these are pre-contract agreements. Other ones have got like 1 year and 6 months left, so I can get them on the cheap. And yeah, there are quite a few big names here. So I'm going to try and get in a tall striker. So if we look at strikers first, these are the strikers that I've listed. Not all of which are obviously tall, and not all of which are strikers. Some are wingers as well. We are looking for a taller striker to come off the bench, someone to replace Sabrino. And this is one guy that looks like an okay player. I prefer someone a little bit faster as well. So we're obviously going to be looking for height and ability to head the ball. We don't really have someone like that at the moment. So we are going to have a quick look around at some players and then we'll eventually put in a bid. This is the guy I'm going to go for. Tosin, I think is how you pronounce his name. 87 strength. He's very fast actually, considering he's able to jump and he's really strong. He's only 6 foot. He's not really tall, but we need someone that's mobile as well if they come off the bench. So I think he suits us quite well. Only thing is, in fact, he came in 2016. We're in 2018, so we should be fine though. We don't have a problem with him recently joining. We do need to try and get him in, however, and that is going to be a little bit pricey for us, I think. I currently have no transfer budget because it's all on the wage. We can sort that out if we need to. I think we probably will have to be honest. But we will do Sabrino and some money on top of that. So I'll quickly change around the transfer budget and I'll be back in a second. The only issue I've got with this guy is a very expensive player, considering, you know, he's 80 overall, it's 60 grand a week, value of 13 million. That's quite a lot really for someone that's 80 overall and 26 years old. So that's my only problem with him at the moment. We're not going to be able to really afford him with just Sabrino and some money, so that's not really going to have to be enough. We would have to get rid of somebody else and get rid of Sabrino in a different way. I don't know if there's anybody else particularly that's going to be able to, I don't know, be able to be part of this deal, I suppose. So I'll be back in a second, again, once I've decided who I'm actually going to put in as part of the deal. Okay, so I've decided what to do with this one is I'm going to still try and go for him, but I'm going to wait until I get rid of some of the more expensive players like Yaya Toure. So we'll wait and see how we get on with that one, but we're going to try and sell those players before I put in bids for this guy. We are going to focus first of all on pre-contract agreements or on players with 6 months left on the deal, try and get them on the cheap. And we need to find a Yaya Toure replacement, so that's what I'm going to try and do, as well as trying to find a replacement for Munier as well. I think that might be Andros Townsend, the player that I'm going to try and bring in. And I've actually got to think about asking for more money as well, because I've not done that yet, so that might be the next step, to ask for some more money and see whether they will let me have some more, I suppose, maybe 5 to 10 million. We are going to ask and see whether Tottenham are going to sell Townsend for 5 million. He's got 1 year, 6 months left on his contract. We'll see what they say to that as a starting offer. He'll obviously be the replacement for Munier. He's not very young, but he's English and he's very fast. That's kind of what I look for, to be honest, in my wingers. And now we are going to ask for some more money. We're going to just go ahead straight away with 10 million. We're just going to go with the highest possible targets, I suppose, and see what they say to the 10 million. It might be a little bit too steep for them, but we will quickly sim the 1 day and hopefully have some sort of response that's positive. And 8.36, that's more than I was expecting. I thought they'd go for around 5 million. But clearly they feel I can actually do those targets with that amount of money. So that's actually quite positive. 15 million now to spend. And yeah, we're going to try and put in some more bids for other players. Okay, for Yaya's replacement, I think we're going to try and get him Ramirez. Just because I like to have fast players in the midfield. I've currently got Cook and Bridcut at the moment. And I think Ramirez would be a brilliant addition to those two as well. So I think we're going to go for Ramirez. I think also 12 million is how much Yaya's worth. My only problem is, could I get more from selling him? I'm not really too sure how much more I could get from him. Even if I was to get 15 million, the board will take some of that. It'll end up being about 12 anyway. So I think I'm just going to go with 12 million. They still have to pay over the odds to get him. So he's worth 8.5 and 12 million is over the odds really, isn't it, to try and get him. So I think we'll just go with Yaya Toure as a straight trade. Obviously I don't want to sell him to one of my rivals, but it's going to have to be like that, I think, sadly, in order to try and get him Ramirez. I think we do just about have enough money to put in a bid now for Tosun, and it's going to be 10 million and Sabrino as part of that deal. We'll see what they say. It's a combined fee of about 11.9 million. Again, it is probably going to be a little bit under what they're expecting, but it's just the first initial offer. Something else I have to quickly speak about is the fact that we have the likes of, let's find a Willian and Boateng available to us on a pre-contract agreement. Obviously, it's going to be difficult to get either of those in, but we might try and go for Willian. He's obviously a player that we could do with at right mid if we don't get in Townsend. We've also got Remy, I think, as well, that we can get in a pre-contract agreement. Again, he's on 100 grand a week, though, so that's quite expensive for him. And Mane's another one I was looking at, which I thought would be quite a good little deal to get in. But we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose, as we go through the transfer window, how much money we have available. I was also tempted about bringing in Max Gradel as well. He's 30 years old, which is a little bit older than I was hoping. But bringing him back to Leeds would be quite good. But again, that just depends if we have some excess money left over. Also, Vertonghen, I think, is available to sign on a contract expiry, which is good. And another couple of players, in case we don't get our star man from Swansea, we might end up going for one of these two. Origi's obviously been really good in real life at the moment, but wouldn't really provide us with that height. So I'm not really too sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. We've got a game against Southampton, which isn't ideal really, considering we've got these deals going on. Lewis Cook wants to discuss wages, though we'll quickly do that first. I'm hoping it's nothing major with Lewis Cook, because we obviously don't have loads of money to spend, and he's currently on about 15 grand. He's probably going to expect, I'm expecting to get about 45 grand back as what he wants. What does he want? 30, so I think we'll just go ahead with that. He wants his wages doubling. I think that's fair enough considering the role he plays in the squad and where we are in the league, so we'll go with that. Crucial first team player, and hopefully he signs up. Now then, big game against Southampton. It was originally a game I was going to play, but I don't think we could fit it in. So I'm going to have to try and sim it, which is massively risky considering we are away and it's against Southampton. We need the points really to try and stay where we are, otherwise we could end up falling down as far as 5th. So it is very risky, but it's one that I have to do, I think, bearing in mind we've got quite a few games coming up. We've also got a lot to do in this episode, so sadly I'm going to have to try and sim it. Hopefully get ourselves a draw. I think I'd be quite happy with considering the circumstances. How have we done? Oh my god, we've actually won. We've actually won 1-0. We'll take that happily. Up to 2nd place we go. We've actually gone above Man United. Was not expecting that at all. We've also got a couple of other futures to have a look at as well. Capella isn't happy at Leeds. He's not getting enough of a game. That's fair enough, I suppose, but I think he will now when we get rid of Tommy Smith. So that's the aim, and hopefully that'll happen once he goes. Transfer offers in here for Ledesma. First of all, he's just going to be rejected that one straight away, basically, from Hamilton. Not interested in getting rid of him. He looks like a good youngster, but Ajax want Berahino, 23 million. Wow, his value's gone up a lot. It's now 20 million Berahino. They've put in a bid for 23. As you can see, the chief executive reckons he's worth up to 36.9. Okay, he's the top goal scorer. He's very good. I'm just going to counter offer what I think he's worth really to the club, and I think we're going to go with 40 million. I'd take 40 million for him, because I think we could find a replacement with that sort of money quite easily, and we could also build on the whole team. I don't want to get rid of him, but if we were to get rid of him, I'd be happy. I think I'll go 42 actually. I'll be happy with 42 million, just so then we have roughly around 40 to spend afterwards. I don't want to really get rid of him, but if I had to, that's the amount I'd be after for him. So hopefully we get some sort of response. It's kind of a win either way, to be honest. If he does go, then obviously we have a lot more money. If he doesn't, then obviously we have a very good goal scorer still in the squad. We'll wait and see what they say to that one, basically, and more transfer offers in West Ham this time. I'm just going to give them the exact same treatment. We are just going to go 42 million. If they want to match it, they can. If not, then we'll move on. And we've got Killock going out on loan to Scunthorpe United. We'll happily do that one, obviously, just for the year. And Butland, 20 million. Wow. Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. We're just going to reject that one for Jack Butland. Even though he hasn't grown much, I think we'll give him another couple of years to hopefully try and get up to higher overalls. A little bit disappointed that he hasn't gone up a bit more, to be honest. But we've got some offers back, or some emails back even. Swansea City saying they're not interested in the player I've included. Obviously, that's kind of understandable, I suppose, with Sabrino not being the highest quality player ever. But we will try and include, I think we're going to have to try and do it. Let's go with Callum Wilson. And we will decrease the offer. Callum Wilson, who again has been another player that I'm keen to try and get rid of, I think, because he's not been good enough since joining. And Lewis Cook has accepted the new contract. Great news for us. That's an extra 1 year, I think, on his contract. On to the next game. Again, I've got to sim it, really, because I'm trying to get these offers done and dusted in this episode. Sadly, I've got to sim this one yet again. We will get back to playing games as usual in the next episode, I would have thought. And yeah, let's get to Newcastle. I don't think we'll be as lucky in this game, sadly. But we'll wait and see how we get on. Again, I'll probably take a draw. It's an away match again. 2 days after we've just played Southampton. So it's going to be tough, this one. And we've again won the game 1-0 against them. Wow, we're getting so lucky with these 3 points here. And we've got a player returning from loan. That is Varano. Is he the goalkeeper, I think? I think he is. Transfer offers in again, this time for Butland. We're just going to reject that now. I don't think they're going to be that tempting, those offers coming in. That one from Schalke. And again with Ledesma, we'll just reject all. I don't usually do that, but if the offers are just simply not that tempting, there's no point in having them coming in. And they're not interested in Yaya Toure, Chelsea. Can't believe that. I thought they would be interested in him. We're just going to chuck 2 million on top of that. Hopefully they agree to it. If not, then we'll probably just have to go with money. And Spurs want 7 million. We'll go in between those two amounts. We'll go 6 million. That is what he's worth. Hopefully, again, they go and accept that and we can add him into our squad. Now let's do some, basically some training sessions. Let's hopefully try and get some players up. Berahino is getting very close to, I think, 90 finishing, was it? And he hasn't quite got up there, but he's very close. Galloway's going up nicely as well. Rossetti's gone up to 73 overall, looking like a good backup keeper now for our squad. And again, Rossetti will probably take over Jack Bulland at some point. That's obviously not going to be the near future, but I'm sure he will eventually take over him. And let's sim on. Okay, we've got a scout report back on a player that I was looking at from Newcastle. He's 81 overall, he's 29 years old, that's what puts me off him. Also the fact he doesn't have too much pace, so we'll leave him for now. Ajax have come back and said they'll pay 24.3. Okay, wasn't that the original offer? It was something like that anyway, so that's not that great. Again, just going to say to them, you can have him for 42. That is it. I'm not going any lower than 42 million. And West Ham have come back with 32.5. Okay, that's a bit more like it. His valuation's just dropped by 6 million, I think, so that's come out of nowhere. But we will, again, just say you can have him for 42. That's my final counter offer that I'm going to do. If they don't want to match it, they can move on to looking at other players. And we are going to try and sign Ruben Neves. We'll give him a go, see what he's like. He's a very young Portuguese player. He's not going to be worth too much, I don't think, because he's not got long left on his contract. But we are just going to go with 2.5 million. And if we can get him in on the cheap, then we may as well try and sign him, even though he's on 40 grand a week, which is quite steep really for him. We'll see what he's like. Hopefully add him to our squad and try and improve our midfield. Obviously with Yaya Toure leaving, we need to try and get some covering for him. We've got the replay against Burton. This is the game we should win. But I'm a little bit worried with us just getting 2 wins in a row from simming that this one might not quite go as well. It's a replay match. It's one we should win, like I say, but it's a home match as well. How have we done it? Yes, 2-0 this time round. That's a good result for us. Again, sadly I had to sim that one. Wanted to play it, but we didn't have time for this episode. Another scout report back, but I don't think I'm too interested in him just yet. We'll wait and see whether he grows over the next couple of seasons. Transfer offers in here, and this time for Batiste from Liverpool. Just going to reject that one. He's 17 years old, 69 overall, so he looks like someone I should be keeping. And again, Leon this time coming in and wanting to pay 23.5. We'll give them the exact same counter as every other team and see what they say to that. First team accepting anything. Spurs, 6 million for Townsend. That could be a hell of a signing for us. So we are going to go ahead and give him the 50 grand a week, 3-year deal, and I think we'll go crucial first team player. It makes sense. He may as well do that. I think we've tried to sign him before, but I'm pretty sure he said he didn't want to join the club again. And, okay, Bailey's out for 3 months. Wow, where's that come from? 3 months? Was that from the Burton game? Damn, that's not good news for us at all. Okay, that's not good. We need to have a look at a replacement for Bailey now, I think. Or maybe Capella just comes into the team. We'll have to wait and see on that. But first of all, we've got Ramirez. Again, they've rejected it. They're not interested in Yaya Toure at all. So we need to have a look at other options. Don't really think there are any other options, to be honest. Back in a second once I've found some. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of Munier as part of this deal, plus £2 million. And that, I think, will hopefully be enough to get in Ramirez. Obviously, I was looking to get rid of my right winger anyway, because we've got Townsend coming in. But hopefully that extra £2 million should be enough for Chelsea to accept. He's a more appetising player, I think, for them than Yaya Toure, who's obviously an ageing player. We've got tournament prize money, first of all, just over, well, nearly 70 grand. Not a lot, really. And again, Swansea have come back and said they're not interested in the player. Callum Wilson this time round. We're going to go with 10 million, we'll up the amount and hopefully get him in. Okay, we've got some more emails back, this time from Ajax. Again, the same amount. I'm not going to accept it. Same with West Ham. Not going to accept either of those. It's clear they're not going to match my 42 million. That's fine. We get to keep Berahino. And let's see, can we get in Townsend now? Hopefully. Doesn't look like we have to wait another game. Leon have come back and said 26.5. I'm just going to again say 42 million. That is it. That is all I'm asking for. If you want to pay it, then you can. And again, I don't think they will, but we'll have to wait and see. Porto have said the sum is too low for Ruben Neves. I thought it would be a little bit too low, considering how good he is. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, really, what they say with the next bid. Hopefully 3.5 will be more realistic. But again, it's tricky to tell when players have only got 6 months left on the deal. Chelsea's still not interested in the player. That's a very bizarre one, that one. And we are just going to go pure cash, I think, this time round. We are going to go with 9 million, hopefully getting Ramirez finally. And now on to another game, this time Aston Villa. It's a home match, this one. It's probably a game that we should be winning, but it's tough to say again because on this game it's so unpredictable. Bailey can't play for us. He's obviously out injured still. I mean, look at that. He's got absolutely no energy left at all, Bailey. Now he's injured. And I think we are just going to pretty much go with this sort of team. I'll change one or two players around, I think, just to make sure it's good enough quality. Maybe bring in Munya and also Berahino, and we'll just submit through the usual route rather than through the calendar. This should be enough to beat Villa, but we'll have to wait and see. We're also facing Byram, who I'm going to assume will be starting for Villa. Let's have a look where he is, if he's on the pitch. And is he at right back? No, he's not. He's not even on the bench. That's a very strange one. Anyway, we've got another injury. Kongolo's injured this time. Hasn't gone off though. That's the only worry there. Don't know why he's not gone off when he's injured. And just approaching half-time, still 0-0 into the second half. We should really be scoring against Villa. They've made a couple of changes themselves. We haven't just yet. There's going to be 20 minutes left, and I skipped it, and we lost 1-0. Gested off the bench. Great. Yeah, as I thought, Townsend still doesn't want to join us. So, yeah, you can't envisage making that move. That's very disappointing. I thought he'd been a good signing for us, and... Oh my god, how is Kongolo playing with a broken ankle still? Why was he still on the pitch with a broken ankle? Now, for 7 weeks, and in the matter of days, I've gone and lost both my centre-backs. Maybe Smith does have a part to play still. That is very frustrating. I now have neither of my 2 starting centre-backs. Oh my days. Could things get any worse for us with injuries at the moment? I think that's going to be it for this episode. I'm clearly needing some of your guys' suggestions for players to sign because Townsend has again knocked us back and said that he doesn't want to sign for us. So maybe I do need some of your suggestions. It looks like they've just repopulated my list as well. We might have to have a little look at some of those players in the next episode. Let me know who you think I should try and sign. Obviously, I'm aiming for English players as much as possible, but we'll have to wait and see what your guys' suggestions are. That is it for this episode. If we go hit 30 likes on the video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe. That'd be absolutely fantastic. We'll get round to playing the Aston Villa game, I think, in the next episode. And yeah, that should be quite good. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.